coming back around. The third story is about the Caravan invasion, or the Caravan, I don't know what else you would really call it, the Caravan entrance illegally to the United States across multiple countries. So they're now turning up at the border in America. And I want to say a few things about that first. The first thing is, this is from NBC, which is, they're not conservative or Breitbart. Oh my God, conservative news. No, it's NBC, very liberal, very corporate. They're even admitting, NBC San Diego, that the U.S. Marines are bolstering the fence near the border. So I have a lot of liberal friends, because I'm going to be honest, I wasn't super build a wall at first. I was like, nah, we don't need to build a wall. But now that I've like researched more, I'm like, yeah, build a wall. Why not? It doesn't like, just build it. It makes sense to me. But this is NBC reporting that U.S. Marines are bolstering the fence near the border. When I talk to my liberal friends, they say, no, people don't hop over the border. That's not how it works. No, that's literally is how it works. Not everyone. Yeah, of course, a lot of people overstay their visas. They do other things. That's true. But a lot of people cross the border. We literally have Marines there now just fixing the border now, like a day before they show up or after they showed up. They're like patching up the border. That's literally what it is. NBC did a whole piece on this. And as they're reporting on how silly the border is, literally people on horseback jumped over the border on live NBC television, and they were forced to report it. And then they made up some fake story. They were like, these were people that were turning themselves into police force. Like, oh yeah, that's why people jump over the U.S. border. They're like, here, turn me in. I'm just reporting to go to jail. Like, they literally reported it like that. Like, these are good people, literally just handing themselves over. Like, here, arrest me in a different country. Why not? That's what I want to do today. I mean, they're such liars. I don't know how you could watch that television station with a straight face and believe them. But that's really what we're dealing with. The Washington Post reported a few months ago that 50,000 people were arrested at the border in a month. 50,000. 30 divided by 50,000. How many is that a day? 500, 600? I don't know. I'm not a math wizard like that, but it's literally that's what happens. People jump over the border. So to me, if I want to stop a leak, yes, they're going to get in other ways, but the first thing to do is make a very strong border that nobody can penetrate. And then we can worry about all the other situations. But without that, yeah, of course it's going to be thousands of people coming a year, and who knows how many people get in. On that note, these people are not really seeking asylum. That's a false narrative that's been perpetrated by the liberal media, who is just desperate to pander to every race, say, we love the blacks, we love the Latinos, we love everyone so much more than you, even though we're the most racist low-key. Oh my goodness, that's all they say. But the truth is, and this is reported in Reuters. If you notice, probably why, I don't want to get into it, but I don't just do, okay, this, that. I go straight to the source of the people saying otherwise. But Reuters themselves, Reuters reported that these people turned down jobs in Mexico. The Mexican government said, when you seek asylum, you're getting away from your country. You want a safe place. You want a job. Like, that's why you seek asylum. Yeah, I'm escaping war. They're not escaping war. They're escaping maybe poverty, whatever. But they got offered jobs in Mexico. They turned them down. They don't want them. Pretty much a few people, I think, accepted the jobs, but they want to come to the United States. I'm not convinced personally out of all this. I know this is maybe controversial to say. I'm not convinced that someone didn't set them up. How do you get 4 caravans of thousands of people to travel together? Someone has to set it up. I mean, there's been a bad situation in Venezuela, Honduras. It's not terrible, but the economy's not good. Yes, there's corruption, unlike what we even know in the United States. It's been like that for years. So why all of a sudden are people gathering and heading towards the border and saying, no, we don't want to go anywhere else but the United States. That's where we want to go. Someone set this up. Someone asked me earlier, do I think Democrats set it up? Absolutely. I think somebody set it up. Why wouldn't they? They do anything. What really annoys me about this is people like Chuck Schumer just 2 or 3 years ago, he said, illegal aliens are illegal aliens. I love Latinos or whatever his pandering thing was, but you have to follow the law. Because if you're a lawmaker and you're advocating for breaking laws, you should be fired, you should have your pay stripped, and you should go home. That's like being a security guard that doesn't actually secure anything. That's like being a plumber who doesn't fix anything. That's like being a fake news reporter who makes $20 million a year and you don't actually report the news. you shouldn't be a lawmaker if you're advocating for breaking the law. The only reason that they're acting this way is because they're just trying to do the opposite of what Trump does. So, of course, any rational person would not let 5,000, 6,000 people illegally into the country. It's a slap in the face to the millions of people waiting from all over the world to get in legally. I mean, it's just basic common sense. If I pay, $300 a month for something and someone breaks into the fence and gets in for free and you say, oh, you're racist if you don't want them to do that, it doesn't make any sense. And the counter argument that I get a lot is, well, white people in America are statistically to commit more crimes, or homegrown Americans are statistically committing more crimes than illegals are. I don't know where those reports are from, but to that I would say, if it's true, I'd say I don't doubt it. America has a lot of problems. White people are shooting people and having mass shootings. Like, I'll give you that. Like, yes, something's problem. We have a mental illness problem in the United States. My city, my area of the city continuously gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. It's literally gone way downhill over the last year. There's dirt and just piles of trash everywhere. So it's like, I'm not saying that America's perfect. I'm not advocating that. I'm saying that why in the world, especially in Los Angeles or in California, where you have poverty growing rampant, you have some of the worst education in the world, the city's going bankrupt, literally, like, things are going downhill for the first time in a long time, and there's no signs of it for going the other way. It's impossible to start a small business. Why would you then just try to add 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 or 40,000 illegal people who have and then it's a sanctuary city, so if they do some sort of crime or break a law, well, they're protected because they're not from here? It doesn't make any sense to me. And that's why, a lot of cities continuously go downhill in the pinnacle of humanity, because they make absolutely zero sense. And their justification for it then, I say that, well, they're like, well, they're doing the hard work that other people don't do. It's like Kelly Osbourne was on The View and she said, who's going to clean my toilets? Like, literally, and they're like, ooh, Kelly, don't say that. And she's like, no, I'm a liberal. No, I can't be racist. I'm a liberal. The truth is, they want these people to be a lower working class that's below, the lower class, or the working class. They want someone for even cheaper labor that they can exploit and make a bunch of money off of, from the top corporations to the average person. I mean, what other, oh, well, no, they need help, so we need people to work for under minimum wage for us so we can make more money. It's like there's enough people. We have how many million? I mean, we have 20, 30, 40 million, I don't know the stats, already Latino people from South America, Central America. We're very Spanish already. I'm Spanish. You might be Spanish. Half my following seems like it's, Hispanic. It's great. I literally am part Hispanic. I'm not hating on Hispanics. It just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, okay, people don't live in America. They want to come here. So do billions of people in the world. Billions of people don't have clean water. Are we just going to let them come in boats onto shore? Maybe that makes sense to you. Makes absolutely no sense to me. It's a total invasion from politicians who literally wrote these laws and literally advocated for these laws. Obama deported more illegals than anybody in U.S. history, but now they just pretend to like this stuff because they don't like America. Or I'm sorry, they don't like President Trump. Probably not America too. They just want to do the opposite of him. And what really bothers me to the core, and then we're going to go to question and answer. Thank you guys for being patient. What really bothers me to the core about this is the people who don't like Trump. On the Republican side and the Democratic side, you can go John McCain to, Obama and Hillary. When they didn't get their way in Syria, they funded rebel groups to basically try to overthrow the leader of Syria. And they justified it saying, he's a bad guy, we're going to help you. When they didn't get their way in Libya, they funded a bunch of rebel groups to enter the country and fight the leader and kill the leader of Libya. And now there's mainstream reporting in USA Today and others saying that there's slave trade and organ harvesting, or at least was at a point in 2017, 2018, in Libya, thanks to the failed reality of what happens when you go to someone's country, kill the leader, and just leave a power vacuum of extremists that you were funding. This is what these people do from Republican and Democratic side. When they don't get their way, they cheat, they lie, they steal, and they fund groups to enter the country and screw everything up. They've done it. All the evidence in the world has done it. And that led to the refugee crisis, which is now destabilizing parts of Europe and making Europe go downhill for the first time in a long time. We should be going uphill, not downhill. The whole world is tanking thanks to these fraudulent liars. So when all the evidence, and Brexit, the people voted for Brexit. What are they doing? They're throwing it out the window because they don't actually want you to have a free choice. If you pick McCain, they'll let you have a Republican. If you pick Mitt Romney, they'll let you have a Republican because they're no different than Obama or Hillary. They're all the same little family. You might get a tax cut here or there, but they're going to push forward the same agenda. They didn't want Trump to win. So what I'm saying is, all the evidence shows me that these people, when they don't gain power, they fund organizations, terrorist organizations and rebel groups to enter the country and start screwing stuff up to create a power vacuum so they can justify taking control. They've done it in multiple places in Africa and the Middle East. And they've also done it in South America. If you go back long enough, Iran, you name it, they've done it. So I don't want to let in anybody that's illegal in a caravan because the people that are advocating for them to come in are the same people that destroyed Libya and Syria. So I'm not convinced that these caravan, do I have a problem with Mexicans? No, half my family on my mom's side is Mexican. Do I have a problem with Hispanics? No, that's like literally, you know, a significant portion of my DNA. I don't have a problem with Hispanics, Mexicans, Salvadorians, South Americans, literally. I have a problem with the fact that the people propagating this, I am not convinced that these people in the caravan are not, you know, being funded. Because what evidence is there that they're not? Like, they just, oh, we got together and we're going to the United States. There's murders in there. It's on the news. They're like, oh, I hope I get pardoned for murder in the United States. There's criminals. One of them died, you know, people, illegal, set fire to an immigration facility in Mexico. This is all happening. It's not all great people. What type of people do you think come in caravans? If the United States was tanking and, you know, Canada was better, what type of people do you think would get in a group of 5,000 and march illegally towards the border, smashing down fences? I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be winners. It's not going to be the best people. It's probably going to be some of the worst people. So it's just common sense, and all the people that are advocating for this are the same ones who destroyed Libya, who destroyed Syria, who are helping destroy Europe, and who probably want to destroy the United States of America for their own selfish needs. They want to win at all costs. So just because somebody is Muslim or just because someone is Hispanic, it doesn't mean that we have to play this game of don't say anything. No. Who are they? Are they an extremist terrorist? Then say it. Are they, you know, are they illegal? Then say it. Should they be let into the United States? Absolutely not. So it is an invasion, and they've invaded other countries, and I don't think it's a stretch to at least question that. Some people say, oh, that's not the same. Why would they stop doing it? If you don't question things, they will never stop doing this stuff. And they do way more than people even want to, oh, that's a conspiracy. No, it's literally reported in Reuters, USA Today, NBC, CNN. They all do it. They report on it 2 years later. Oops, we made a mistake. Oh, what do you know? We just destabilized Africa, the Middle East, and Europe at the same time. Oh, and then they move on to the Trump, Stormy Daniels, and nobody cares about it. It was a big story last year. Oh, there's slave trade and organ harvesting in Libya, thanks to us. Well, no one cares. On to the next story. So overall, that's how I feel about the caravan. I'm not a fan of it. I know the people pushing for it are the same ones who destroyed many other countries, and I see no signs of them not doing it here in the desperate attempt to regain control. Seems to be the pattern. Thank you guys for waiting.